Hello. Hello, Poppy darling. What's up, Lisa? Oh my goodness. I am gonna play a song to get my mood kind of lowered. I am very um I'm a little frustrated. I mean, for real. Let's listen to some uh hold on. I should have been prepared. I apologize. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Um What is that singer's name? I'm trying to think of it. Reba. Reba. Reba McEntire. All right, we're going to be talking about. Hold on. I have a live pulled up somewhere. Hold on. Hold on. I found it. All right. We're going to listen to some Reba. We're going to be talking a little bit about Andy Bernard. Hey, Eve. We're going to be talking about May May. No, I'm not talking about you, May May. I'm just saying, hey, May May. Hey, Mr. A. Now, I am going to say this. Some people may not like what I have to say. And what I have to say is my opinion and my opinion only. And if you don't like it, I don't need for you to tell me you don't like what I got to say. Okay? If you don't like what I'm saying, just excuse yourself from the table, right? Just excuse yourself from the table because I know I'm probably not going to make very many people happy today. You know, you kind of get to a point where you're just over the shit, just over it. Craziness, craziness. Okay, hang on. Hang on, let me share this lovely song. Just because I love the song, no other reason. Love the song. Sing it, Reba. Thank you, Reba. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's just get to the bottom of the barrel here. When I was talking about the the tree that Jinky and them did, I wasn't talking about the tree that Jinky and them did. Okay, there was a point. There is always a method to remain calm's madness. Okay, my point was good luck with Jinkies and the tree. I didn't talk about the tree this year. After the first year, when I seen that it kind of became about Candace and opening presents and I was sent pictures of the tree, and then I get these pictures of Dawn and Candace. I wasn't very happy about it. I did not hide that I wasn't happy about getting a picture of Dawn and freaking Candace. I don't need a picture of them. I've seen them enough on YouTube. Don't need to see a picture of them at a tree lighting ceremony for missing and possibly exploited children, right? Don't need to see that shit. So this year I was like, nope, 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 remain calm is not going to talk about this tree ceremony this year. Wasn't going to do it. Had no desire to do it. But I can't figure out, and this is what's pissing me off. Okay. Now, because somebody got a hold of me. I don't need to say who it was. You guys can figure it out. I don't even care anymore. I'm freaking over it. Okay. So I get a call and they're like, hey, you know, Don was at the Christmas tree thing and I got into it with him and blah blah blah, right? I'm like, okay. So me being nosy, I went over and watched it because I was like, where could you have gotten into it with Dawn? The one thing that I noticed was that this person in Candace was not in the Christmas tree shot very much, right? And I'm like, oh, you were talking to Candace, right? And that's when I get that, yeah, but it's not made for YouTube, right? What I talked to her about wasn't made for YouTube. Let me tell you what pissed me off about all that. Not that I really have a say in any of it. Not that I really give a crap. I am going to give my opinion on it because it was brought to my attention to start with. So, number one, no one needs to think that I was disparaging the missing children's tree. Was not doing that. Even said, good for you, Jinkies. Good for you, Nana. Good for all y'all, right? What is up with you, Mama Bear? I need to talk to you too, lady. So this is what pissed me off. Okay? It's the fact that certain people, when they got mad at Candace, right? They came out and talked about the paperwork that the state had given to Dawn and Candace. Abuse, neglect, essay, being investigated for that, right? Being investigated for that. Now, supposedly, Dawn's paperwork wasn't the only paperwork. And let me tell you this, when I heard who Dawn actually took that paperwork to and showed it to them, allegedly, I was like, wait a minute. Why, of all people, would, right? Why, of all people, would you show that to this person, right? Now, if people don't understand what I'm saying, oh, be still, May. Hey, I'm still pretty good to people when they make me mad. I'm just saying. Oh, I forgot what I was saying, May. Damn it, girl. Okay. So there's this paperwork out there, right? And I want to word this very carefully. I don't wish any harm upon any children, right? Oh, cursed. Let me, I'm pissed. So, anywho, this just pisses me off, okay? So, anywho, right? This is what I said. Ain't got nothing to do with no Christmas tree. All right? So they've all seen this paperwork, right? Or one person has, and they told other people about this paperwork, right? And so I'm not sure who actually has seen the paperwork and really don't care. And it is abuse, neglect, and essay. 3 main ones that I heard. Right? Not only Dawn, but Candace had the copy of that paperwork as well. Now, let me ask everybody a freaking question. And I don't want to sound, I trying not to sound callous when I say this. What do you guys think? Right? Would you all still be protecting Candace? And don't ever come to me and say, well, I'm not protecting Candace, right? I don't talk to Candace. I don't want to hear that shit, okay? I did not fall off the turnip truck yesterday. I'm mad because I feel like that you all take advantage of my kindness. You really fucking do. So, anywho, how would you all have felt if there was if one of the boys would have went missing and Dawn and Candace get that paperwork? Who else's name would have been on that paperwork if she would have been here? If she would have been home and one of the boys went missing and everything went down the way that it did, whose name do you think would have been on that paperwork along with the boys? Summer's name. Summer's name. Now, I understand y'all are like, she's the mother of a missing child. Yes, she is. She is the mother of a missing child. Don's the father of a missing child. Right? But I don't get it. I don't get it. And maybe when I was told about it, maybe I was supposed to be looking at it a different way. I don't fucking know. I didn't even know shit about it until I got a ring, 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 right? And now I'm like, why the fuck am I being told shit? And let me tell you what else pissed me off. Because they're all in this little fucking clickety-click together, right? Don't think none of them ain't in a clickety-click together. They're all clicking and a clacking together all over the motherfucking place. Okay? That's for real. That's real talk, right? I am so tired of hearing, oh, I'm good to Candace for Summer. Really? Really? Let's be kind to a woman that we don't know what happened, right? We don't know what the fuck happened. But Candace is the all of a sudden good mama. Well, I'm going to be nice to her because she's Summer's mother. Don's her father. You guys ain't nice to Don. Y'all don't like Don, right? I don't like Don either. I'm just saying. I don't like Don either. But I don't want it to get twisted that I am saying anything inappropriate about any tree that anybody puts up. Now, let me tell you something else that gets me. Because when I'm told things, I keep it in. I don't repeat it. I usually don't talk about it on my channel at all. But quit telling me shit like you're giving me top fucking secret information when it's shit that you've already told 5 other fucking people. Okay? Stop. Sometimes I think that y'all try to make Remain Calm feel a little bit foolish. Are you trying to make me look foolish? Well, it ain't working. It is not working. I'm over it. Let's see. I'm checking channels today, mods. Ma'am, Christy, you look pretty young. You are a young one, but thank you for coming over. I appreciate it. And good luck to you in the future, darling, okay? Good luck to you. For real. Thank you for popping in, though. You are a young looking little whippersnapper. Okay. All right. Thank you, but we'll see you around. Right? I just think it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I'm one of the one people that I am so proud of myself that I don't get into the fucking stupid shit with the wells at all. Now, if you got pictures of Don Wells tearing down posters of his missing daughter, I want to see that. I want to see that. Also, Dee Dee got the bench that sets down from the driveway. Now, it is getting wintertime. They probably should have took that up and, put it somewhere where it wouldn't be out in the elements. I'm just saying, right? But I don't like Don Wells either. But I'm sorry. How can anybody say that they're for summer? And I get it, putting out flyers. Absolutely, that's doing things for summer. But you don't come out and talk about the shit that Candace does. Only Don. Right? And I can guarantee you, if Don Wells tore posters down from the end of their drive, how do you know Candace didn't know about it? Right? Did she call and say, Donnie tore down the posters? Oh my God, Donnie tore down the posters. Right? So, from what they say, Candace was coming with a full heart and Don was coming there to cause trouble. That's what I heard. That is what I heard. My thing is, you can do a lot of things in the name of Summer Wells without thinking that you got to be best friends with her mother, who, from what I was told, absolutely has paperwork also from the state where she's being investigated for the same charges that Dawn was investigated for. Make that make sense to me. No, I don't know, Lil Meech. I wasn't there. No, not all of them were YouTubers. Not all of them were YouTubers. I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I'm kind of wondering, hold on. Hold on, you guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, thank you. Thank you for turning on subscribers only. Subscriber for 5 minute, Poppy, thank you. I know you did it, Pop. Hang on, I've got to answer this. Hold on. Lord have mercy. It's one of those days. Both parents have acted crazy online. Both have questionable past. People, they hang around with them, right? And I really don't fucking care. I'm not hanging around with them. But I wanted to set things straight because, some people thought I was talking about the Christmas tree and all that stuff. No, I wasn't. I wasn't at all. Nope. Didn't even know the shit was going down, my friends, at all. I didn't. Not at all. Amy's, I don't know who you are, but you're not who people have told me you are, I don't think. Damn. Damn, Amy's brownies. Okay, I see that maybe you don't like Brooks very much. Wow. Wowsy woo woo. I do not know Brooks. Never gave my opinion about Brooks. Have no desire to even. I don't know the girl. I do not know. I'm just saying. So how many sets of paper are floating around? See, that's what gets me, Mama Bear. Right? That's what gets me. Because they want to tell me about the shit, but yet they don't want to show it to me. Now, that hurts my feelers. Okay? That hurts my feelers because they want to tell me about them, but they'll show them to their little clickety clackety click, right? And I'm like, why the fuck are you even telling me about them if you're not going to show them to me? Then, Cursed puts out a conversation about the gas station lady. And I bet you are, Nana. I bet you are. And I get to hear about that. And I'm like, well, wait a fucking minute. Which I didn't need to see anything on that, right? Well, because is it okay? Let's ask this question, Cursed, right? Does any of it fucking matter? Does any of it matter? Does it? Okay, so let's all look at Don Wells. I've been looking at Don Wells for fucking ever, right? I think he's a POS. I wouldn't be friends with him, right? Not at all. But guess what? Even though I love summer, right? And I do love summer. And I wish summer was found. And I've watched a shitload of scallywags insert themselves into summer's case and not make it about summer. Right? I'm over it. I'm over it. I am done. Completely fucking done. I have been kind to everybody. To fucking everybody. Even people I don't like. But I'm over it. I'm fucking over it. How can you say you're there for summer when you know from what y'all say? Because let me tell you this, you all supposedly knew about that paperwork for over a fucking year. You all knew about that paperwork for over a year, and nobody said a damn word about it on social media until Candace said something about Nana. Right? Then it comes out. Right? Then it's a big deal. That shit was a big deal a fucking year before that. Right? But then again, I haven't seen a proof of it. I'm not saying it's not real, right? I'm not saying it ain't fucking real. But why not? Why didn't anybody fucking put it out there before they got mad at Candace? Why? Why? I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know. You know what? Really, I don't want to know. I don't want to fucking know. And then when it came out, it was more about Dawn. Dawn. Right? You want to be nice to Candace because she's Summer's mother, but you don't like Dawn, so fucking. And then everybody wonders why Remain Calm gets upset. Because I'm not nobody's fucking patsy. Okay? I'm not the gum on your motherfucking shoe that you can walk around with and, decide every once in a while, damn, I think I'll try to pull this gum off my shoe. Right? Does that even make sense? Sure it does. Right? No. Not anymore. Not no more. I don't fucking care. I don't. I'm fucking over it. And some of the people, in your little clackety click shit that you give, you actually show them, right? You're like, here, let me show you this paperwork. But then when you call me and talk about it, and I'm like, I need to see the paperwork. That way I can understand what I'm looking at. No, I can't share that paperwork. But yeah, they know about it. No, not anymore. Nope. No, damn it. Well, it's not information. Well, that information, that kind of did get to me. Right? because it was hidden for so long, allegedly. And there was a whole group that fucking knew about it. A whole group that knew about it. So when they got pissed off at Candace and they came out on YouTube and was like, blah, 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 there were people who were like, yeah, I knew about that. Right? Yeah, I was told about it, Cursed. I was told about it too. And that's not, I guess, you know, I'm sure that in the little clickety clack, somebody, did anybody say, show me the receipts? Has anybody said that to anybody else in the little clickety clack? Show me the receipts. This is what pissed me off the most. I'm one fucking person that I think that I would be trusted with something like that. I would never have put the paperwork out, but I do think that I did have a right to see it. Right? But everybody else can see it. Everybody else. Clickety clack, clickety clack. I ain't been here long. Oh, I'm sure you were told what it said. And I've seen one set. Oh, so let me ask you this, Mama Bear. Oh my gosh. Let me ask you this. Are you saying, there's the link. Please take the link and come up here. Please, ma'am. Curse, you can take it too. So, did you see Dawn's set of paperwork? Or did you not Candace's? Did you see the first page that allegedly was who had court stuff with Crystal? Candace and Grandma were supposed to be. Yes, yeah, May, we know that. Appy, let me say this. I don't want to know about it, and I'm not going to talk about anything like that over here at all. I hope your real name doesn't start with a L. But no. I'm not stressed out, May. That's the whole thing about it. I'm not stressed out about it. Well, Crystal, bless her heart, you know, I like Crystal, and I'll just kind of leave it at that. Oh, chicken on a stick. Oh my gosh, Appy Blue. Girl, I think I would have changed my name too. You took quite a bit of heat, didn't you? You took, you're blocked everywhere. Oh, you blocked everyone. Girl, I heard about you. I did. For sure. Well, Crystal, you know, I don't even mess with the Crystal stuff. Not at all. Believe me, they tried to suck me in on that Linda lawsuit shit with Crystal, and I wanted no part of it. No flipping part of it. For real. For real. What do you mean, am I okay? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What makes you think something's wrong with me, Mama Bear? Oh, you had it on mute? I was getting ready to say, why do you think something's wrong with me? No, I won't get stressed out, May May. I'm not letting these people stress me out. I'm just not a fucking idiot. I'm not. I'm not a fucking idiot. Bottom line. Now, I am going to show you guys. Let's pop over here really quickly. Andy Bernard, I got a couple questions for you. You can't decide when you got there. You say that you got to Beach Creek, right? Oh my God. I don't know if it's fucking legal or not. I didn't see it. Right? This is my thing. We're being told about this paperwork, right? And the person who told me about it, I've always wanted to believe what they were saying to me. I never really questioned it, right? Never really questioned if they were telling me the truth or not. The last couple times, I haven't even known what was going on. I was being told what was going on, right? I have a lot of questions for Andy. He says that he came into the holler. He says that he's seen Candace on the road. He said that he beat Dawn there. He beat Dawn there. He beat Dawn and the police there. Andy says, right? There's a lot of other inconsistencies. My question is, Andy said that when he left Jody, he never went back to Beach Creek, right? He didn't go back to Beach Creek. Wasn't around none of them. Now, Benny calls him, and it's on a live. I don't know if it's still there. I don't know if it was under the channel that he had with Penny Fizzle, whatever she goes by. I don't know if that's still out there, but I know what I heard. And I heard Benny said something about, why didn't you want to meet me, man? Or something like that. And Andy says, I did meet you. It was around midnight or so at the bottom of the hill because Dawn and Candace were up there fighting, and Benny had walked down to the bottom of the hill and sees Andy Bernard. Why were you out there at midnight in the dark, Andy? I thought you didn't go back to Beach Creek. Why were you there? Right? Why were you there? Benny was there. So that would have had to have been like what, December? Was Benny there around Christmas or before Christmas? I don't remember. Was Benny there before Jody moved out? Were you know? I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm just asking. That happens if you question. Then the attacks start. You know what? December. Thank you, Cursed. Jody was already gone, right? Jody was already boot scoot boogied out of there. And, I can't remember, and I'd have to find it, but didn't his parents give her give her the boot out of there? I think Jody left before YouTubers, except local ones. Well, I don't even want to get into that. For real. For real. I don't want to hear it anymore. I really don't. I really don't. You know, I've always tried to be here for summer. I've always tried to talk about things and, you know, let people use their own mind and question things. And I've always been really big on receipts. I've always been really big on receipts. And I don't understand how in September. Well, I don't understand how you can be okay with Candace, but not Dawn. Just because you don't like Dawn, right? And why the fuck would Dawn take that paperwork to somebody that he doesn't like anyway, right? Why would he even feel welcome to go to a place where he knows the person doesn't like him? None of it fucking makes sense to me. None of it makes sense to me. But I'm over it. I'm over it. And, you know, as far as the lady at the fucking gas station, big deal. Big deal. You know? What other information can the lady at the gas station give to anybody, right? Except for, oh my God, Candace came in that day and she washed her hands and she was in there for a while and then she left. Fucking weird, right? Everybody and their brother has went in there and talked to the people at the gas station, right? Mid-September, she went live with Squall. Who? What are you talking about, Super Sensi? Hey, Kirst.
Hey.
What are you what paperwork are you talking to? I mean, I don't understand what you're saying mid-September. Oh, Jody showed the paper. Okay, yeah, I was getting a little confused there. Girl, I don't know. I don't know what the hell to even think about half this shit. I really don't. But it frustrates me. I mean, I think this is what makes me mad, Kirst. I tried to let people know that, you know, they can come to me, they can say things to me that I'm not going to repeat. I think I've really showed myself to be someone that just doesn't use people for content.
Right.
But girl, let me tell you, I feel pretty used and abused right now because I think some of the things that have been said to me are to get me to use it as content.
Well, that's how I feel. And
I
I
mean,
have
seriously.
You know, I'm a clip channel, and when certain things are shown to me in a certain way or told to me, I have not put out anything that's not already out there.
Right.
I look at them as receipts, as okay, the 309 milk jug video, it's been talked about. It's not evidence that no one, you know, should
Right.
know about.
Right.
And I put a receipt out on it. The gas station video, Tia called me out on it. And she said, you know, how can anybody trust talking to YouTubers if you're going to put out a clip where someone says, you know, I can
How
tell
did,
you
wait,
this,
let
but
me
don't
ask you
publish
this.
it.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
Go ahead.
how would Tia know? How would Tia know that you put out a clip? And let me tell you, it wasn't, I got a phone call about it too. That's the only reason I'm saying this to you. How would Tia know that what you put out was put out without the person knowing it?
Well, that's what was the part of the conversation that I clipped. Look, I changed the voice. If I
Yeah,
did
you
wrong,
did.
I will admit it. I have no issue saying it might not have been the right thing to do.
But
But the
it
way I
wasn't
look
the
at it
safety
is
thing.
information was out there. That was nothing new. This has been out there from the beginning. And
Right,
at the point, Killer Looks had made a video and he got everything wrong. He was
right,
talking about some random gas station and some Hamid Ali guy, and then it led into bullshit. So I
right,
thought, you know what? I've got a clip of someone saying what is right. And I
right,
changed the voice. No one would ever know who said that to me,
right.
but they chose to comment underneath the video and then tell other people about it and then tell me they tried to make me feel bad by saying, what if you let out a piece of information that law enforcement was holding to find Summer? Well, fuck all of you
Yeah,
for
thank you,
trying to make
because
me feel
that's
that way.
thank you, because that's the way I feel about it too. I'm starting to just feel like, that I don't know anymore why things were said to me that were said, and I don't I it's like, what the fuck? Why? I didn't know Don and Candace were even at that tree event. I wasn't following it.
I've
I
seen them
I
there every
had
year.
I had previously said I am not going to cover this Christmas tree event. And
Right.
I had my reasons. And so what? I mean, I have my reason. Hey, flies, I have my reason. I have my freaking reasons, right?
Yeah.
But no, I have to agree what you put out about the gas station stuff, that wasn't nothing new.
No, I just clipped Ryan saying it days ago. We all have information on the Exxon station. Yeah, everybody knows about it.
But
It's
law
nothing
enforcement hasn't said
new.
nothing about it, right?
Exactly. So where does this come from?
Well, I think you know where it came from.
I do know, and I do know where a lot of things come from. There's one common denominator in a
There
lot
is.
of this.
There is. Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. I'm just very frustrated with, you know, um, I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known Don and Candace showed up at that Christmas tree event until knock, knock, ring, ring. I got into it with Don. He was escorted out by Ryan and Chillbilly, and kind of what was said. Well, I wasn't going to freaking repeat it. I mean, I truly, truly do absolutely want to believe what people say to me. But guess what? That shit didn't have nothing to do with Summer.
Right.
That's people fighting because they don't like each other.
That's how I see it.
But
I think there's a sense of possessiveness. I don't know if that's even a word, but that's what I'm getting to, that some people have gotten so attached to things.
my
Like,
my thing is, don't fucking call me acting like what you're saying to me is top secret when you've already been over with your clickety clackety people and they already fucking know everything about it. And it's like, why are you even fucking calling me and telling me?
well,
What
see,
what what
with
is the
that,
end result? What are you wanting from me?
right, with that paperwork, now I've seen Tim Mullins posted that on Facebook, and it said that it was unsubstantiated. So I wrote it off.
That was the paperwork that they got. Paperwork from the state of Tennessee said it was unsubstantiated and that they were allowed to be around children.
Right.
Now, that's what made me question it, because I said, wait a minute, if if the state of Tennessee is saying that they're allowed to be around children, I don't understand how the state could do that if they have any kind of inkling of them doing something, right? That
Yes.
made no, I kept questioning that,
I
right?
don't know the truth to any of it. I
I don't
don't.
either. I don't either. And it's frustrating to me because I do really care about Summer. But, you know, I could care less who Don Wells is fighting with. You know, and, you know, then you hear, I got pictures of what Don did. Really? You got Don doing it? You got him actually? I don't even like Don Wells,
Yeah,
but you got
I
Don
didn't
doing
see
it?
him in any of the pictures. I seen pictures posted of posters up and then posters down.
I didn't
That's
even
all.
see the posters down. I didn't even look for it.
There was a flyer that was laying on the pavement. There was a notch at the top that, you know, it could have been, we had high winds here, it could have been blown off.
Right,
I mean, I
right.
just,
Well, I'm just kind of confused on, you know, I I'm not the type of person that people tell me things for a purpose because
yes,
I want to know what the fuck the purpose is.
right.
Tell me why you're telling me. What do you what's the end result? What the fuck are you wanting me to do or say? You know, what? What?
Well, I'm in your boat, RC. That's where I'm at. What, you know, I don't associate with the same people that I used to associate with because it was too much drama. It was too much, well, you know, if I can know this but I can't say it, then why are we talking about it?
Why
Why are
are we
you
talking?
telling me?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just like the gas station stuff. I always watch your stuff, but I had not seen that. I was told about it. And then after the fact, cursed, I was asked, "Oh, do you want the audio of it or what?" And I was like, "For what? No, I don't need that shit. Why do I need that shit? I don't need it."
It was just, to me, it was just a receipt of this is what's been said, and here it is. Here's proof that this is what was said. It was no more than that. It was simple to me. I didn't dox anyone. I
No,
didn't
you
tell anyone who it was.
girl,
Nothing.
I wouldn't have known who it was unless the person who it was called and told me it was them.
Well, no one
And
would have
then
known.
wanted to act like they did. I want it for fucking what? What do I need it for? I can go to yours and listen to it. I don't need a copy of any of that shit. But I'm like, oh, uh, what? I don't know. Maybe I was supposed to come over and punch you or something. I don't fucking know. It's
Maybe
like, why the fuck? I don't, you know, why are you even telling me this shit? I don't understand it.
if I make a mistake, I'm gonna own up to it. If you ask me about something I did, I'm gonna tell you.
Well,
You can always
we
ask
all
me.
do that. I do that. If I make a mistake, I'm sure gonna be the one, you know.
I'm telling you, I I talk a lot with another person that understands a lot of what I see, and I listen to a lot of people for a reason.
Right.
Like, and I was in a chat today, and the footprints were brought up, and this creator had no idea. And I just, it felt unbelievable to me that someone had never heard of the footprints theory.
Well,
So,
this is about the footprints. I really wished that someone would have had verifiable proof about the footprints because all I know about them is Dave Radar saying, I heard about them, but
rumor,
I never
rumor,
saw them.
rumor, yes. There's words,
So,
rumor. And the creator made it very clear, and that's how I feel. If there were footprints that were confirmed to be Summers or her scent, that is a lead. And the card team would have never said no sign of abduction.
abduction, no, they
I mean,
wouldn't have.
some things are just so fucking
I mean,
simple. And people don't get it. And I understand that people are going to feel a certain way and they're not going to nudge on their opinion.
right.
I mean, even if you dangle, proof in front of their face, they're going to feel the way they feel. And that is fine.
Well, I agree, Lil Meech, but my loyalty is to Summer too. That's why I don't come out and say a lot of what people say to me behind the scenes, because so much of it has nothing to do with Summer. Them people not liking Dawn personally, to me, has nothing to do with Summer. I get it. Dawn is fucking weird. Do I think that possibility that, something transpired there? Of course I'm gonna think that. The guy's a fucking weirdo, right? But I mean,
Well, Candace is a weirdo too. I mean, honestly, I guess that's my opinion, but
he is. But this I guess my point on it that makes me really frustrated is the people that came out and called all this shit out after a fucking year. To me, they only did it because they were pissed off at Candace.
yeah.
But then they had the Christmas tree, and it's like, oh, come here, let me give you a hug, right?
Yeah.
And
Well, these
they
people
were,
are acting like they're her friend to her face, but then they get online and talk about her like she's not listening to it, and she is.
well, that's what I didn't understand either. I mean, of course, I can see people being civil, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can see people being civil. It was a Christmas tree type of thing, and I commend Jinky. She kept it, on the tree, and like I said, but I think people were misunderstanding what I was saying. And as far as that Christmas tree, I know there's people who has issues with some things that transpired with that tree before or whatever.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with me. And it's just the fact that the very first time I watched the Christmas tree stuff and Candace was opening gifts,
Yeah.
I was like, no, this shit ain't for me, right? That shit ain't for me. I don't need that shit. And so I really didn't follow the Christmas tree stuff anymore.
Yeah.
This year,
I appreciate it. I appreciate what they're doing for all the kids, but
well, I
maybe they
mean,
should keep it off YouTube.
this is the thing.
Don't videotape it and then make further lives about it and talk about it and bring up things that happen. Don't make content out of it. Just have it as your event. Let it be
Well,
for what it is.
that was my whole thing. You guys bashed Dawn and Candace over that paperwork. And then Candace gets angry. They come out, they talk about this paperwork, but then we're supposed to be okay when they come to an event where their daughter's missing and Candace is the mother of a missing child. She's
Right.
also a mother who was investigated, from what they say, for abuse, neglect, and SA.
Yes, ma'am.
They said that, not me, ma'am. They did.
Yeah.
And now it's all loves and fucking hugs. What is wrong with it? A lot.
Well, I don't see the difference between this paperwork and what it's saying. And really, how do I want to put it? They are parents that are still suspects of the missing child. So I wouldn't look at them any different now that I know what this paperwork allegedly said than I looked at them in the first place. They are still persons of interest in her disappearance.
Absolutely. And that is what's sad to me, because I know that I I am not going to say that that person isn't telling the truth. I don't know.
Right.
My whole thing is I want to believe everything they said, but now I'm questioning a lot of stuff now and what the reasoning is, you know? Because I can tell you right now, I don't live in the area. I'm not friends with any of those people.
Yeah.
At all. And there was also the conversation about um a conversation with Ronnie Lawson, which I couldn't understand because Karen had a conversation with Ronnie Lawson about Fred allegedly, right?
Oh, are you gonna open up this can?
Yeah, I'm opening up this fucking can of worms, babe.
Yes. All right.
So this other person allegedly, Karen goes with her to talk to Ronnie Lawson, and the conversations about Summer and Dawn and Candace, right? And I'm like, wait a fucking minute, because I thought Karen had a conversation about Fred. So how Karen?
Well, it's
Karen,
been put out there that, like the email, when the email first came out that cleared supposedly Fred and Cotton's case, that's what the wording said. But then it was made to sound like he was cleared in Summer's case, and everybody was confused and still is confused on, well, what in the world. And then it was like, there you go. You're welcome very much. You're cleared. And then we just did it to see how you would react. And then it was followed by content that I did not care for. I took personally. The creator bashed Ziggy on making a Thanksgiving meal for hours.
oh,
And
thank
I'm not
you.
into that.
No, I said that too. I did. I
What
was
she
like,
has done.
I was like, I can see all of them saying shit about Fred and his inconsistencies and showing all the bullshit with Ziggy and stuff, but I mean, I
And
had no
I
desire
thought it was inappropriate timing for, we've got a lead in Summer's case, thank God. And then you feel it's appropriate to bring up an email that has several emails attached to it. One was erased. It was posted with a Gmail. And then another one was to Karen. And how do you have a thread with Ronnie Lawson and Pruitt in the same thread? That is not how email works. And Pruitt would not use Lawson's email. So that does not make sense to me. I want more clarification.
well, probably super senses because at 2:30, Summer wasn't even back home yet. Right? If Ellie places herself in the area at 2:30, allegedly Summer wasn't even back in the area at that time. So,
Well, I think it was actually Julie was there, and the timing was around 2:45 to 3.
Right. Well, I think we all thought the emails were fake. But see, Curse, that's where I'm different than other people. I just blew that off because that had nothing to do with Summer. That had to do with Fred and Cotton. That didn't have anything to do with Summer.
But see, there are people that think that it does because of the way that it was presented.
Right.
It wasn't presented in a clear way.
Well, no, because Six Up did say that it was about Cotton. It wasn't about Summer. She did say that. She did. I showed it when I was showing some of it, and I did show where she absolutely said that it was about Cotton.
She did.
Yeah.
But then she had said, do you think that if Fred was, how did she say that? If Fred was something about capital murder.
let me ask you this, Kirst.
Yeah.
Now, so we've heard Fred, say the first thing he wanted to do was go beat down Fred's door, the meth manufacturer's door, right? The meth heads.
Yeah.
He was going after the meth heads, and he pretty much called Fred out. Then in another live, and I know you can't believe Don one way or the other, but he says that absolutely he was going to try to set Fred up to some extent. So, and we know Ziggy, Creator, Summerwells, whatever, maybe Fred is just trying to call out all kinds of different people to try to make himself not look guilty of anything, right? You got a guy that immediately wanted to come and beat your door down because his daughter was missing. What other reason? There, to me, Fred.
Well, there's like, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm so sorry, but there's a few options because I thought about that. Why does Fred say the things that he does? And then you go back to what you're saying that, he was made to look a certain way by Dawn. Okay, but do you really, is it really necessary for, 4+ years to
keep it going, right?
Yeah,
No, I get it.
No.
I completely get it. But then again,
is, do you want to be a YouTuber? Do you want everybody looking at you because you like the fame?
Well, this is my thing, okay? For individuals who are not creators, they're sure putting out a lot of information to different people, ain't they?
Well, I'll tell you another thing that I have receipts on. I talked to the person, and it's a big fuck show, and I've not said anything about it. I have permission to talk about it. Is Fred's timeline.
Right.
And, there's 2 bikes that he talks about, and he has put his timeline out pretty steady. He is consistent with what he says he did that day,
right,
over and over again. But there's the first bike that he says that he seen and decided to be a good Samaritan, and Paul, happened on the 13th.
Right.
And that was turned in to TBI when Summer went missing.
Well, when people...
Ziggy has turned that tip in again because of the wording of the person that got a hold of Fred. They think that...
Well, this is the thing with Fred. This is just a great example of Fred.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he comes out with this, I was making a deal that day, and I'm going to give you the name of 2 people who weren't at the trap house that was supposed to be there, right? That's what he said. He told Donna that. I'm like, wait a minute.
The reading, I didn't hear it yet.
Yeah. Well, that's what he was saying to her. And I'm like, okay, well, that's a new little tidbit of information.
Are you talking about, I don't know why I'm so tongue tied. Are you talking about Doug Gott and the other name that he put out?
There was 2 different names that he put out there that were supposed to be at this trap house or wherever he was delivered. He was making a delivery that day.
Yeah, Pete.
Right.
Pete was in the hospital.
So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's just, I don't know. I don't know what to think about any of them anymore, but I'm going to tell you, I'm just fed up with it. I am really fed up with it. And it's like, don't play me for a damn fool. Don't do that to me. No. Don't do that to me.
What are we here for? If everybody wants to get on here and talk about Summer and talk about the things that we know, and try to figure shit out, then the right information is important. It should always be important.
Well, that's what got me. That is what got me, because I'm like, y'all knew this shit allegedly a year ago. in 2024. This paperwork came out August of 2024. Y'all don't say a damn word about it until you get pissed off at Candace. Then it's, we seen the paperwork, or, you know, there's a difference between actually seeing and verifying something than being told about it. And I'm sorry, I am here for Summer and I want that little girl found. But to me, that's bullshit. That is bullshit. I wouldn't even, let me tell you something. I would not even want to have a fucking conversation with anybody that was being investigated for any of that shit. And I don't care. There was a reason they were being investigated. You're not just investigated because somebody's like, let me investigate you.
Right.
They were being investigated for allegedly, I have to say allegedly, I didn't even see the paperwork. And I think one thing that always stood out to me, Curse, that I question, why the fuck would Don go show that paperwork to the person who allegedly says they hate him the most? Why would he do that?
Well, I think that person has been in the Wells lives for quite some time now, and they may trust her, just like they trust a lot of other people, and they have shared personal information with different people throughout the years. And
well, that's some hell of an information to share with the person that you know doesn't like you the most, right?
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you do that?
I think people are holding on to hope that one of them are just gonna, spill the beans one day, and that's why they
I don't
keep
know
that
what they're
relationship.
holding on for, but that's what upset me. That you can say you're there for Summer, but if you've seen paperwork that they were being investigated for horrible things being done to the boys, there had to be a reason that they were being investigated. It wasn't something that CPS just made up and said, oh, well, let's investigate them for this. Something that the boys said made them start an investigation.
Oh, yeah, there's a reason that they were taken. There's a reason that the two were separated from the oldest, and there's a reason that they never went back home.
And this is highly my opinion, and I do feel bad saying it like this, but if it would have been one of the boys that went missing and the scenario was the same, don't ever think that little girl's name wouldn't have been on that paperwork. Do not ever think her name would not have been on that paperwork, people.
Yeah.
For real. So y'all are good with Candace now all of a sudden, right? Everybody's good in the hood with Candace.
You hear that all the time. You hear people saying, she's different. Once you get to meet her, she's funny, she's nice. Well, of course she is.
She can adapt.
She had nothing to do with anything.
She can fucking adapt to whoever she's talking to.
Absolutely.
She can walk into that church and, fall asleep or, act like she's this wonderful person. She can act however she wants to.
She's a chameleon.
She sure is.
Is that how you say it?
Well, yeah.
You can see it
she's a chameleon.
The different behaviors of Candace.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, especially, and I know this for a fact, Candace really likes to have conversations with people who know about the lifestyle, right?
Right.
The lifestyle of, maybe having addictions at some point or, different things like that. Yeah, she likes some type of people.
Yeah.
She does.
And go ahead.
I don't know. I just
That-
felt it just pissed me off because I really start thinking about it and I'm like, why, what the fuck?
What I was
Now,
going to say is sometimes I tie things to Cotton because of the way that he's been brought up. Fred said that Cotton was there, that he told him he was there on the 15th. Cotton did own a red truck.
but
And then,
why,
and Fred says nothing about this until he goes to jail in June,
right.
or May, June, months after Cotton's gone, just like everybody else that he talks about. He doesn't point fingers until they're dead.
Mm-hmm.
But there are certain things that have been said that I always keep Cotton in mind and the information that's said about Cotton in mind. Just like I keep all
Well,
the
I
information
mean,
that he says about Knoxville. Why does he
we
know so
can
much
think
about
about that. I
Knoxville?
mean, they tried to say that Cotton told him that he was sleeping with Candace and, little
Yeah,
girl too.
yeah,
And it's like, wait a minute. Wait a
yes.
minute. Now you're going to come out and then all of a sudden say that, right?
Well, and then
And
how do you clear Cotton, Mary, when they gave Fred a polygraph? If the case is closed, it is cleared, why polygraph him? It came back non-conclusive that we know
I
of.
don't think that Cotton's case is actually closed. I
Well,
really don't.
I sure don't either,
I
because
think that Fred was given a lie detector test, and if you really read that paperwork, they're like, you can figure out if you believe it or not. Here
I
it
have
is.
all the paperwork that came with his death certificate. Someone gave me all of it. And he was full of drugs that day. And who's to say he even fell down the cliff just because they found him there? I made a video with his injuries on it. He has no broken bones. He has a bunch of abrasions, uh, blunt force trauma to the back of his head, fall from a steep embankment. That's not what
I
I
would
see.
think there would be a lot of other injuries, right?
Yeah, looks like
If
he got
fell.
a butt whooping. But that's up for interpretation. That's what I'm saying about the email. If it's from Pruitt, then it is what it is. But it's just worded funky.
Well, the thing about it is, a lot of people say a lot of things, and all of them's funky. I mean, even with Andy is like, I don't remember. You go back and listen to Andy when that's the question that I have with Andy. You say you never went back to Beach Creek, but yet your own voice or talking a conversation with Benny Keys.
Yeah, that is a good point.
He says he was at the bottom of the hill. It was pitch black outside.
Yeah.
Benny getting on him like, dude, why'd you not meet with me or whatever? And he was like, dude, I met you at the bottom of the hill. Remember, it was pitch black outside and Don and Candace was up there fucking arguing and you were at the bottom of the hill and I met you. It was about midnight or something, right? It was pitch dark outside.
Yeah.
But yet he says he never went back to the Beach Creek area.
Well, I know that he goes back to get his mail. I mean,
maybe he was just making a mail midnight run then.
I would need more context of what they talked about. I'm like, was Andy saying, dude, we did meet up. We did talk. And
that's what he
just
said.
Trying to play it off like, no, we didn't. Not at all.
I can't find it. I'd have to ask Benny about it again. I know Benny, I really don't see Benny not telling the truth about that conversation, but it was just, it's always stood out to me. Andy Bernard definitely said he seen Candace on the road when he came in and he got there before dawn. He says that.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
I mean, it's all out there. That's why I tell people, go listen to Andy's conversations.
Right. But then I know I don't want it to sound like I'm sticking up for Andy. I just like to like remind you of what's been said, what was doing, what was going on, like, because I heard the cops, Andy and Don, pretty much got there all at the same time, right? But so Andy's coming down the road, and he sees Candace, and then I think he may have went down to the church and came back up, and then went up on the hill and started looking for Summer, and then Dawn supposedly goes to the shed, and Candace is on the corner talking to the neighbors until she sees Dawn roll up. So maybe it's just all a bunch of placement of everybody.
Well, that don't make sense. If Candace is down talking to the neighbors, why would Don go to the shed? Because he hasn't talked to Candace again and knows she's at the top of the hill looking for Summer.
Well,
right?
Yeah, Fred said Don told him he went up to the hill and then drove down that back pathway to get to the shed, which doesn't make any sense because you'd have to hop over the creek to get to the shed.
I think there is like a pathway. I heard there was like a road, some sort of old road or something that
were the tree trimmers cut up.
I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't know because I hadn't really thought about it lately. But
the creek does wrap all the way around the property.
No, not the creek. This is supposed to be like a,
There's a driveway off Beach Creek that goes to the shed. And then if you take it, there's that big field right there. And then to the right is where the tree trimmers cut up, and that goes all the way over to Simpson. And then to the left is the creek that goes around the property.
Well, maybe I misunderstood when I heard it, and I could definitely be wrong. A logging road. Thank you, Flies. There, from my understanding, there was access from Don and Candace's down to that shed. I could be wrong. I will have to check it out again, Curse, because I don't want to give you the wrong information. But I thought for sure. Yeah, I thought for sure I definitely heard that. Why did Andy say Jody went down to wait on him 2 hours early? That would put her between 4:09. Candace said she seen Jody at 4:30, whether you believe that or not. Dawn and Candace said that Andy didn't even come to the top of the hill until after 8 o'clock to even let them know that he was helping look for Summer. I don't know if that's true or not.
I see that as what Candace said was a slip, because she had been asked about that 2 different times about seeing Jody. And
I mean, if she left the hill twice and went to the gas station, she may have seen her around that time.
Exactly.
Candace switched that to, because Jody said she heard the scream between 4:30 and 4:42. So Candace said she didn't hear the scream because she was actually in the house looking for Summer.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, could that have been when maybe Candace seen Jody when she was leaving or something? I don't know. I don't know.
I haven't equated it that she's seen her at 4:30. I think that she's seen her when she's seen her, which was after the 6 o'clock time period. And,
how do you know that, Little Meech? How do you know that the logging road was blocked off when Dawn drove from Chimney Top Loop? How do you know that? Were you there? Or did you go there later and it was blocked off? I just want to understand how you guys know this information, because this is the point I'm trying to make, and I hope everybody understands. And I'm truly not trying to be a bitch. I'm truly not. But I am just so sick of the fucking bullshit games. I just want fucking people to be honest. Nobody's being fucking honest around here anymore. Everybody's got their own narrative situation going on. I don't need that in my life. Okay? I don't. Now, I'm not going to say that, people who has told me things are lying. I don't fucking know. But when I start feeling like the only time that I get notified is when something is being done to certain people that, it's like cursed, put out. Now, this is the thing, cursed, to be
Mhm.
honest.
Yeah.
I wasn't told it was you that recorded that conversation about the gas station person.
Mhm.
After the fact, I knew it was you because I heard it.
Well, that
And
was had just
I
been
was
put
like,
in.
well, wait a fucking minute. Why? It was just weird to me that I wasn't offered to hear any recordings of talking to the gas lady, or
Mhm.
you know who I'm talking about,
Yep.
until after you put that out. And I'm like, well, I wasn't fucking important enough for you to ask me if I wanted to hear the audio or anything like that until your ass got called out on it.
Well,
And
it
then it
had
was
previously been put in your chat as well. The same person had said it to you in your chat.
about
And
the
that
gas
gave me
station
the
lady.
green light to go, you know what? Okay.
Oh,
It's
they
out there.
mentioned the gas station lady in my chat?
They mentioned where it was at. Which one? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did have that conversation, cursed. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Because I asked, and they did tell me. They absolutely. The only thing I ever really knew was people kept saying, like, Dawn B didn't get the right gas station or whatever.
Right.
And then when we were having that conversation and I was pulling up all that stuff, yeah, they did mention the gas station, right? Hey, Eve. Jason said it via email JLR. He reported it to Lawson, allegedly, property that connects Beach Creek and Light Hollow Road. I think she was in.
I
Well,
think that PI is putting out a lot of crap info.
thank you. Thank you. I really do too. I don't know, you know. They've never come out and said anything that they've learned about anything, have they?
No, I mean, why is the red truck being brought up again?
That's a very good question. Why is it? They're trying to say that I guess the property that was searched here recently, they're trying to say that the old man's son his boy had a red truck.
Right, and it was sold.
Remember, Curse, do you remember, okay, when law enforcement first mentioned the red truck,
Mhm.
everybody was looking for all the red trucks in the area?
Mhm.
Do you remember when there was actually a red truck that they found burnt out on the side of the road? Somebody had actually caught it on fire and burned it.
I do not.
You don't remember that?
I don't think I remember
Girl,
that.
I have to find it. There's pictures out there. There's pictures of it out there. There was a young man who owned a red truck. They kind of pinpointed it on him. Yeah, there was a truck that was absolutely it was on the side of the road or something, out in a field or something, that had actually been caught on fire. Does
Close to
anybody
Easton?
else remember that?
Do you know where it was found
Right?
at?
Oh, babe, I'll have to find it for you. I will write it down.
Huh.
I will find that for you
Yeah, that's
because it was
interesting.
burnt out. See, the sad thing about it is stuff like that, a lot of creators has just taken it down, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing about the red truck for me has always been the way that it was presented to the public, that you're not a suspect. We just want to talk
We
to
just want to
you
talk to you, right?
because someone's seen you and you may have seen something.
Right.
But then wouldn't the someone that's seen the red truck would have seen the same thing?
I would assume so. I mean,
Okay. So I
well,
think it
yeah,
was
but
the red herring. I
Yes,
think they get it. They wanted that Amber Alert.
I think, you know what? I have to agree with you. And I have said that before many times that I really don't think that the red truck was relevant. And I kept asking the question, what changed it from a missing child alert to an Amber Alert? Something that had to have been said or something produced them changing that to the Amber Alert.
Yeah.
And what a great way to do it by adding this red truck. And the red truck really got a lot of YouTubers off of their ass for a while because everybody was looking, oh, let's find all the red trucks in the area. Well, I'm
But,
sorry, but there
were
was
they
only
pulling
like
red trucks
50 of
over?
them.
If they really wanted it because they thought it was a suspect, I think that every red Tacoma, burgundy Tacoma would have been pulled over
Right.
if it was important in that sense.
I don't know if it was a male person. It was supposed to. Oh, Lippy's got it. Thank you, Lippy. I would have. Oh, you got the Benny and Andy call. Whoop, whoop. Thank you, Lippy. I knew somebody else had to have heard what I heard. So.
Are you going to play it?
Lippy's at work right now. She said she'll pull it. When she gets home, she'll see if she can find it. Lippy's my girl.
Cool.
Yeah, some delivery truck driver said that they seen this, red truck in the area. And thank you, Lippy. Definitely tag me later in it, babe. Because I knew what I heard, Kirst.
Yeah.
I knew that I heard that conversation between Benny and Andy. I knew I did. And, I've been looking at a lot of my notes. This is my thing. I don't understand. I just feel like that to an extent that I'm being used for something and I'm not quite sure what it is. But I'm the type of person, if you're wanting something from me, you just tell me what you want.
Right.
And I will either say, yeah, I'll be behind you 1,000%. Or I'll be like, hell no, I'm not going to be behind you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, I think that kind of turns into the way that YouTube, sure, I'm not going to say community. There's different channels that do things different ways, and they're in it for different reasons. And then when you start, when the drama channels start talking about Summer out of nowhere, you've got the same people in the background buddying up with creators from different ways of how they do things. You're going to run into this problem.
Well, I think so too, when some of these people have thoughts in their head like documentaries and books and I really don't say a lot about people who want to write books. I know that preacher guy did it. A lot of people just didn't like him using things that YouTubers were saying. I think that turned a lot of people off on that, right?
Yeah.
And I think Trevor Lee wrote a book, and
Oh, did he?
yeah, from my understanding, this is the thing. I can't go reading someone else's book right now. One day I will read Trevor Lee's book, I promise. But at this time I can't do it because if I'm writing myself, I don't want that input. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And that's why I've never really, really listened to a lot of people who's put out things like that with Summer. I'm not saying they're bad people at all, to each their own. And, you know, I've always said I was going to write a book. My lazy ass just hasn't done it yet. But I can guarantee you something. The alleged paperwork with the, how can you in good faith say that that is all? I don't know. I'm like, why are you telling me this shit? Why are you telling me this shit? You know, like the gas station shit. Why ask me, do I want a video now? Fuck
Right.
no. Why do I need it now? Only because your ass got busted out, right? So there are a lot of people behind the scenes that are not creators, but they are dictating a lot about what
The
these
information.
creators are saying. I can
Yes,
tell you,
ma'am. Yeah.
I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how it's okay.
Yeah.
I
Well,
just don't.
the same, that's what I was trying to get to earlier. And it's so confusing because of how it came out. It makes sense to me because I know what was said and I've seen it, and I don't know how to convey it to the public to clear it up. But
Right.
it is important, and it needs to be said because this whole time, okay, for one, now we have another person of interest, Fred Hill. We do not know what he did June 15th, 2021.
Mm-mm.
Now, I've made clips, people talk about it all the time, but I
His
will
con his
prove to everyone that that story is not real. But what I'm going to say with that is, see, what started all that was a creator went to him, and she has put out misinformation all this time. And then another creator goes down there and talks to an alibi of Fred's, and they get his story 4 years later. And he is also saying, well, Fred didn't haul my bike either the 13th. And that information is being pushed out.
right.
And that information has changed because Fred did take home a bike. Jody will tell you that. She has video of it. He did
Right.
haul a bike. So who am I to say that the second alibi is lying now? I can't tell people that. But
Well, it just seems, you know, over the years, it's like I just don't understand. Um, you know, I try to um I really try to stand behind people that I really like, you know, and things like that. But let me tell you, Kirst, when you see shit happening that
mm,
you're like, why the fuck did you call me? Why did you want me to see that? Because I'm not feeling the same way about it that obviously this person wants me to feel about it. Um, you know, no, I don't look at everything like everybody else does. And now I'm just fucking frustrated with it,
well, that's why I
right?
said I feel like some people need to take a step back, detach a little bit. It's not about you. It's about Summer, man.
Right,
Have a
right.
little bit of humbleness. If you are out there doing what you say you're doing and you're doing it because you care for Summer, then do it. You don't need to go
Well,
chat
and
to
that,
chat and make sure
right,
everybody knows what you're doing.
right. And see, that's what bothered me the most because I have been the type of person that's had conversations, never came out and said anything. There were things that I was like, I don't need to see that shit, right? I don't need
Yeah.
to see it. But then when it's something that I feel I need to see, and I'm like, I mean, this person trusts me with a lot of other shit. But when it's something that I really think that I need to see for myself, not necessarily to put it out on YouTube, right?
Right.
But so I can look at the context of all of it, see how it's written or whatever. Um, and I'm told no, but for real, I'm important enough for you to call about arguing with Dawn at a fucking Christmas tree thing, but you don't want to show me
Well,
the only thing that I've never asked these fucking people for nothing. Never have I ever fucking asked anybody, and they can tell you, anybody I've ever talked to in Summerwell's case.
mhm,
I mean, yeah, if we're talking about things, of course I want to see receipts and stuff. I've never asked not one fucking person, for a fucking thing concerning Summer's case. Never have I ever. Now, I do love people to come up and have conversation with me about it, because I think it keeps the mind flowing on different things.
yeah,
I've never asked anybody who has ever told me that they're friends with Candace. I've never fucking said, "Oh, what does she say to you?" I've never done that.
mhm,
Never. I
yeah,
don't give a fuck what Candace is saying to people.
yeah. And
Obviously, after 4 years, she ain't fucking saying anything that matters.
I've had a lot of conversations said to me, a lot about Fred, and it would be very irresponsible of me to repeat it because it's not fact.
Right.
But I see a lot of other people would run with that,
Yep.
and that's not fair. You have to separate um, from someone just wanting to be famous or a grifter, and they
Right.
don't care what they talk about, to actually putting someone's reputation on the line in the public.
Exactly.
I will not do that to Fred. And I've told certain people I will not throw Fred under the bus. I'm not going to do that.
You don't have to. I mean, his inconsistencies are all over the place. I don't think you're throwing him under the bus by showing his own inconsistencies.
I don't. I only
I
play
mean,
what
for
I
real.
heard, what he says, but I'm not going to make a video out of what an inconsistency that has come up with
Right.
another person talking about what happened that day that I just can't see being true. It just can't be. And they are
Well,
also a drug user. And I
right.
don't think that these people are taking that into consideration.
They don't, not at all. Cursed. I've seen it with quite a few people, and people do not take into consideration that, around the time Summer went missing, a lot of those people had issues with substances. Some of them still have issues with substances. And it's like, I don't know why people can't take that into consideration.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it
because they're
is just,
not in it for the right reason. That is why. That is my opinion, I suppose. But it's very clear to me that a lot of people are not in this for the right reason.
no. I think what frustrated me is not to pat myself on the back or anything, but I've really tried really hard to keep Summer's conversations about Summer on the up and up, and and things like that. And I just think it's fucking bullshit when I feel like somebody's trying to fuck me over, or or is fucking treating me like I haven't for all these years been dependable and not repeated conversations and all that shit. And then this shit happens. I'm like, fuck that. Fuck that. I don't care. I could care less who fights with Dom Wells. What it do, it made for good YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Made for good YouTube.
I don't understand it. I don't know why anybody's going behind scenes giving out information and then making a big deal when it comes out, or not wanting to show receipts of it. Then, right.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, the gas station stuff, that wasn't a big deal to me. That wasn't a big fucking deal to me. I mean, I could say Oh, yeah, I went to Tennessee last week and I stopped at the gas station and the woman said, yeah, Donna, Candace was in here and stays the story all over again and, can add what Candace and Dawn do or say when they come in there or whatever. Um, but that means nothing to me.
Yeah.
I don't have the video of Candace in the gas station. So Dawn and Candace can visit that gas station all they want and say whatever they want while they're in there. It doesn't hold any bearing anywhere to Summer's case at all. And I don't understand how people are just walking into Ronnie Lawson's office and conversing with him about Summer's case, period. I don't know.
You believe what you want.
I ain't gonna say it didn't happen. I mean, I wasn't there.
I want more proof. That's what I'm saying. I want more proof. And I heard what I heard. And yes, I heard it was about, the email was about cotton.
Yep.
But it was also talked about in a different way. And that's why people were confused and probably still are confused. And some people just wrote it off as, well,
Well, we wasn't confused over here. We're pretty smart cookies over here. We knew it was about cotton the whole time. Knew it was about cotton the whole time. Now,
so is the email real? Do you believe that the email's real?
I really didn't pay that much attention to it. I really didn't.
Feel that
I've had a lot of people say that they do not believe that the email was real. So, and this is the thing what people need to understand too. I could write an email to anybody and act like I'm anybody, right? And that's just, I may not know a lot about social media, but I do know that for a fact. I could email Curse tomorrow and, use a totally different name or whatever.
Well, I guess the purpose of putting it out, Karen said that she got, after the search and everything, she got online the next morning and it broke her heart to see everybody pointing fingers at Fred. I didn't see that. And I watch everybody. I didn't see people pointing at Fred.
The only person that I kind of seen pissed off was Ziggy about it, right?
Yeah.
Because that's Fred's property. Well, I don't even want to get into that shit, but if Fred wanted that property for his wife, then he probably should have paid the taxes on it or went down to the courthouse, and when they auctioned it off, he could have bought it. They could have lived there happily ever after or whatever. That didn't transpire. And this is what I keep trying to tell people too. All of that is family stuff.
That's what I was just going to say.
That's family stuff.
Family issues that, we know somewhat of, but why? Why do we know this? Why has all that been blocked to YouTube? I know we want to know it, but why do we? Someone that wants to clear their brother, clear his name, but you let someone else dog your brother. Dogging. I don't get it. And I don't agree with it. And I'll say that. And I know it's coming. I know I'm going to be roasted. I see it coming.
Well, this is what I'm going to say. There's a lot of people that are still from the area involved in Summer's case or inserting themselves into Summer's case that aren't on YouTube anymore. They're not on YouTube anymore. But I can guarantee you that they're, they're kind of putting out some stuff and ground guiding some things that do come out on YouTube.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I seen it, and you know what? This is what I say. I think I've showed myself to be a pretty trustworthy person to a lot of people that I talk about behind the scenes. And guess what? Fuck you. Fuck you for trying to make a fool out of me. Shame on you. Not shame on me. Shame on you. Shame
I've heard
on
you ask certain people, just don't come in here anymore. It just causes issues. I've heard you say that twice now, and I
Mhm.
still see them.
Yeah. Yeah. It just kind of, you know, I got to stand up for myself every once in a while because, I do let people, I am the type of person, I let people say a lot of shit
Yeah.
and I just don't respond to it. I'm like, whatever, you always got to pick your battles. And I never thought, I never thought that it would get to a point where I was like, wait a fucking minute. What, why? You know, I've had that person, you know, was like, hey, why don't you start at the very beginning and, go through all the interviews and everything that you have, just go straight down the list. And I'm like, look, I don't want people to think that I'm a bitch and that I don't want to share some of the things that I have. It's not about that. But I've worked very hard on my shit. And why the fuck should I give it to people for a documentary? Right? Because that's what it's all about, a fucking documentary. In the end, it's
Yeah.
about a documentary. They can tell you it's not, but I fucking know better because I know people behind the scenes who have snitched them out for them trying to create a documentary. When I ask about the documentary, this is what I got. There's not a documentary, then there should be a documentary. And then before I hung off the phone, it was, yeah, there is going to be a documentary. And I'm like, 3 fucking different answers in one phone call. So no, I'm not going to, that's like Ernie coming over here. Hey, will you go find all this shit for me? Fuck no, dude.
Right.
Do your own work.
Right.
I don't mind helping. I do not mind having conversations about it. And if I can tell people where to go find it themselves, I will. But I ain't got time to do fucking people's jobs for them all the time. Hell, let me tell you, I don't care if you're monetized on YouTube or not. It don't make you a lot of money, people. Ad revenue sucks on YouTube.
I gotta mute out for a minute. I'll be right back.
All right. Funny. Okay, give me 1 second, you guys. Oh, you're home now? Okay, a documentary about summer is not cool in my opinion. However, a documentary about what social media does to cases, I can get behind that. Yeah. Well, there's a reason that I have all my stuff and you haven't seen a book, right? I mean, but if I don't go along with them and I don't give them what they want, or, I don't understand, not everybody likes me. I get it. Not everybody likes me. And I get it. I am a different character. For real. I just never wanted to talk a lot about fucking nonsense. I mean, when it comes to missing children. Well, I've always said this. There's many things that you can talk about when you talk about Summer's case. Okay? You can talk about trafficking. You can talk about the environment. You can talk about her parents and their addictions. I mean, there's just so many different things that you can talk about.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
Yeah. Take a theory, grab a theory, and talk about it.
I mean, yeah, there's just so much there. But no, that kind of pisses me off when they want to act like because I won't give somebody something or do their fucking job for them. Well, you're not for Summer. You're not for Summer because you won't do it. Fuck that. Fuck, none of their asses have come over here and talked to me. None of them.
Hey, try being told that what you did, might cause Summer not being found.
What you did about the gas station shit?
Yeah.
No way, cursed.
Yeah.
No fucking. Oh, bullshit. Bullshit.
It was said in a way. What if that was information that law enforcement didn't want out? Something.
Well, then I would think Kurt's got enough common sense. She ain't gonna put it out. If she thinks it's something law enforcement needs to know, and this is what gets me. If it was something law enforcement needed to know, why are you fucking calling people behind the scenes and telling them about it then? Right? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That is the truth.
I've been gaslit for a long time.
Well, I think they're starting to do that to me too. For what reason, I don't know. I mean, that's what I said. I had not talked about the Christmas tree stuff, had no intention on it until ding ding ring ring, hey, this went down and I think what really got me is I don't ask people for anything. I was told about all that paperwork, and all I said was, "Can I please see it?" No, no, no. But then again, I'm like, why even fucking tell me about it? You've known about it for a year or more. Well, over a year.
Did they want you to talk about it? Did they want you to talk about the issue at least without knowing?
I don't know.
Without
I don't
saying?
know. I really can't say what was wanted of me anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't even guess it. Can't even guess it. So,
like what I said, that's the trouble with, different channels that do things different ways, and then you have people in the background that are befriending.
Well, Mama Bear said she's seen one page of it. She didn't see the other pages.
Mm-hmm.
Now, supposedly, from my understanding, one page had the neglect and abuse on it, but a different page, like the second page, had the essay on it. I don't know. That's just from my understanding. But I'm over it. I'm over it. No, that how does that fucking help Summer? You wait over a fucking year, and then the only reason it comes out is because y'all are mad at Candace. Candace said something about yeah.
Okay. I know I watched the very first half of it with the Christmas tree and the taping and all that good stuff. And I seen Candace and I seen Ryan talking to Dawn, but I apparently missed how this information came out about.
Oh no, it came out on Jinkies before.
Oh,
Jinkies.
No, I'm not talking about the paperwork. I'm talking about
oh, but it's not on there.
Them being mad at Dawn.
Oh yeah, whatever was said was not put on YouTube.
Okay.
It was they didn't show any of it.
Okay.
So So I don't know. I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what, who, what, when, or where. All I know is I think what frustrates me and what I'm sick of is hearing, I do it for summer. Okay. What the fuck ever. Go tell somebody else that shit. I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear it.
I'm with you on that.
You got two adult grown ass adults that were supposed to be parents, right? Yeah, several people came in and talked about the fight. Yeah. They just didn't show it. They didn't show the argument or nothing. But yeah, several people came in and talked about the fight. But that was after the fact. That was only because I mentioned it because I got a phone call about it. Other than that, I wouldn't have fucking known about it. Not at all. Wouldn't have paid no inkling mind to it at all. And I also heard about the, Summers posters being tore down. I'm like, I don't know. I don't fucking know what, what's this is just me. Tell me what you fucking want from me. So that way I know what you fucking want. I can act accordingly. Because a lot of times when something comes my way, I don't look at it like everybody else. I really don't. And I looked at that as a fucked up situation where, I don't understand it. And, being pissed off at Candace is one thing, but claiming there was no communication for over a fucking year, right?
Yeah.
But then immediately come into my chat and the way that I seen it, I don't know how anybody else seen it, but taking up for Candace. Taking up for Candace. That's exactly what happened. And that pissed me off.
The charges were the same, right? For both of them? Nothing's different?
Yep. Absolutely.
I mean, now I could see maybe if there's a different reason that they're mad at Dawn. Let's say the domestic violence that's happening in the home, maybe.
Well, there's a lot of people who don't like Dawn. There are people who do like Candace that cannot stand Dawn. And that's been like that the whole time.
Yeah.
A lot of people that I do know talk to Candace have told me that they cannot stand Dawn at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if, I'm not sure what the argument was about. I don't know if it started about Dawn don't cry. Okay. Whatever that means.
Maybe something was brought up about the things being tore down.
Oh yeah, the flyers being
Oh,
tore
you know
down.
what? I think that is because somebody clipped it and I watched that earlier. And it was something to do with
I
no
think
summer,
Phoebe
no summer,
Australia
no
got it.
peace. Yes, that.
Yeah, Phoebe Australia got it, I think, didn't she?
Yeah. So maybe Don took it personal, putting a sign on my property. Maybe he took it as
Yeah, but we don't know that he did it.
guilty. Right. There's all kinds
I
of
mean,
aspects
yeah,
to
he's a
it.
fucking asshole.
Right.
And I think a lot of people would be like, yeah, he had to have done it. But I don't know. I don't know. If I don't. I'm just over it. If people can't understand my feelings on it, I just feel like, don't make me feel like a fucking idiot. You know, don't do that. I'm not doing it no more.
I get you.
I'm not. And, you know, I've always been nice to people. I've never, you know, and you know what pisses me off too? Because these people, when you say something about what they've said to you,
Yeah.
and you call them out,
Yeah.
they're like, you made me cry. And I'm like, why? How did I make you cry? I never even said your name. I knew it
Mhm.
was me.
Mhm.
And I'm
Mhm.
like, you know, a couple of times I felt bad. Then I was like, fuck that. How you guys made me feel a certain way. But
Yeah.
yet I'm supposed to feel for you because you're calling me telling me I made you cry. What the fuck is that?
There's all types on this platform
I'm
that
like,
listen to
Jesus
us
Christ.
and participate. You don't know unless you know. You don't know who is chatting. Just don't know.
Oh, Don admitted he tore the signs down
Oh, did he?
because he was mad at you, Nana.
Oh my.
He admitted it because he was mad at you. Blythe said I make her cry all the time, and I tell her to suck it up.
Did he give
Suck
a
it up,
reason?
Buttercup.
Did he say why he tore the signs down?
Why did he tear him down, Nana? Was he mad at you? So it's more of a, did he tear him down because he was mad at you? Or did he tear him down because to him she's not missing and he knows where she's at?
Mm.
Right? Could be two different things.
There's
But,
usually about 3 sides to every story.
well, yeah, because this is what gets me. Why the fuck, if there is that much malicious intent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Malicious intent between, because Nana don't like him. If there's so much malicious intent between Dawn and her, why did Dawn bring her that paperwork?
Well, I don't know if all this malicious how I don't know what's going on if it was going on back then. Maybe it's different now. Something's changed.
No, I
But
don't think she's ever liked him. I mean, I
okay,
think they've always gotten into arguments.
I don't know. I just sometimes you just know stuff and you just don't know what to say or what's right, what's
Wait,
appropriate,
Nana
what's
said he didn't say that. He didn't say what? Dawn admitted he tore the signs down. She said he didn't say that. I'm confused. You mean a membership, Beverly? Welcome, Beverly. Now I mean, that's kind of contradictory statement right there. I don't understand. Okay. All right. I mean, all
probably
right,
needs to be
whatever.
more clear what she's talking about.
Yeah, because I
Maybe
don't
you said
understand what she's
something
saying.
and she's responding to something
Well,
you
no,
said.
what I said, if he was being malicious, right?
Mhm.
Was he was he being malicious towards Nana because she's the one who put him up? Did he take him down to be malicious towards her because they didn't like each other? Oh, the paperwork. Are you talking about the paperwork? Right?
Yeah.
That was my question.
Well, put the flyers at the end of the road, Nana, where the main traffic can see it. I'm sure you do that
Well,
anyway,
I
but
thought she did. I thought
put
she
it,
put them by the mailbox or something, right?
yeah, I mean,
I don't know, Nana. I wish you'd bring your ass up here, but I know you won't. I just don't understand it.
and let me tell you, Nana, no matter what's been said or what will be said, I do appreciate what you do. Don't ever
I do
think I
too.
don't.
I do
Because I do.
too. Yeah, me too. So I don't want nobody to get that twisted because I've always appreciated everything Nana has done
Yes.
for sure. But you're making me feel kind of stupid, Nana. Yeah, why take him down, period? Yeah, I mean, did he take him down because he's a fucking dick and he doesn't like Nana, right? Or did he take him down because he knew that there was no reason to have him out because, you know, Don said, no body, no evidence, right? Maybe he knows. Oh, he said he tore him down. Oh, go to CPS. Why would they need to go to CPS? He's so
Well, you
full of
know what
shit.
Don's saying. He's saying he's going with that theory. CPS kidnapped Summer, which is
Well, he's
ignorant.
saying that about the boys too, and we know that's not true.
Yeah, it's silly.
But I'm definitely here to say, if y'all think that, you know, this paperwork that appeared, you know, last year or whenever, if y'all think that if one of the boys had been missing and all this played out again with just a different character being one of the boys, don't ever think Summer's name wouldn't have been put on that either. Why wouldn't he want him on his property? That I mean, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, right?
Hmm.
Why wouldn't he? Why
He
wouldn't
doesn't
he?
want the flyers on his property?
That's what she's saying, I guess.
Well, there's a thing right beside the bench that holds flyers.
I'm not sure exactly where she put them. Well, what happened to the banner that they had fly in there for so long? Right?
Last time I seen that, it was up on the shed.
So, because that's who's. Oh, that's a big statement there, Nana.
I
Nana
think she's
believes.
saying, Don's saying that.
What do you mean?
Was you about to say
Oh,
she's saying Don?
CPS. Okay, I was going to take that to a whole different level there.
Yeah.
Hey, Sandy. I don't know, girl, but I'm just over it. I don't see things the way everybody else does, and
I don't
you
either.
know, I just don't understand. You know, whatever. It's like a whatever to me. I mean, shit pisses me off, and then I move on from it.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I
I would
don't
like
stay on it.
to start from the beginning and start over because there are things that we know now that we didn't know then. Certain things make sense or have been clarified. And I just think a lot of people need to just
Yeah,
start
but
over.
where's the beginning?
Shit.
I mean, seriously, I just did
I
4
would
days,
say
cursed 4 days. I went over Dawn speaking with Chris McDonough.
that's where I'm going. Somewhere I would say Warriors Pond. It starts there, at least,
Yeah,
because we
but what
know
do
that
we
she
have
was
from there?
alive there.
Right? But what do we have from there? From Warriors. They went there, she took her swimming, they went back and got the medicine and, you know, did their
We've got
thing. I
somewhat of
mean,
a timeline until they got home. We know certain people that were in and out of the holler.
do we though?
Well, we know
I mean,
we know some people that's been in and out. We know some people's timelines. Some timelines we don't know, which I'm gonna push for that. I really would like to have a conversation with Ziggy. Um, a serious conversation, woman to
well,
woman. Like, I know that you I guess you love this man and you support him, but I think that you need to also take into consideration that he may even believe what he's saying. And that's why I thought it was silly to even give him a polygraph, because he could have potentially passed it. Because if he believes what he's saying, then that's going to come out truthful, right? So then what's the sense? Fred has issues. He's had drug
Well,
issues, and I just think Ziggy needs to grasp that.
we do know. I've got the whole timeline written down from Don speaking about, about what time he got up in the morning and couldn't really give a time when he got to work. He didn't say what he did most of that day. He
Mhm.
talked about the 5:30 and Candace calling him. It's verifiable, all the places that Candace went to. That's all verified. Um, you know, um,
What, up until
after
3?
up until she drops Hunter off.
Mhm.
Now, I know people want to believe that the last video was of Summer in the back seat with the milk jugs, and you know, to each their own on that. I don't know if that's even really important or not. They put Candace as what, getting home like at 3:15, right? 30
Um,
30. Well, and don't forget, she had that picture that posted to, what was it, Facebook or something, where one of the boys was in their riding gear and
mhm.
all that stuff. Now,
Well, that
um,
comes with that I think that was posted in the area where she picked up Wi-Fi, because it was at
right,
6:09.
6:09.
Yeah.
And
And I don't think she was
6:09
putting
is
on
when,
Facebook at 6:09.
no, because 6:09 is about the time Jody said she came to the end of the driveway.
Right. And before that, she had already been yelling for Summer.
Right.
So it's my opinion that her phone just picked up Wi-Fi, and
Yeah.
that's how
That's what
Facebook
I thought
works.
too.
Yeah.
That is what I thought too, that she
Because there were
got her.
other pictures that were also downloaded to Facebook that day, not just that one.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, we pretty much got that. And
And hey, I don't say, this isn't all about Fred. When I say I would really like for him to think about his timeline, it's important because, what if he really thinks about what he did do that day and he's seen someone on the 15th, you know? His,
but it
it
sounds,
matters.
I know it matters, but he's already told so many different stories, he may not even remember what the truth is.
Yeah. Well, if he can get it in his head that his days are off, as long as law enforcement knows, what he can come up with, what he's seen, it's important.
Well, I agree with what you're saying too, Nana, but someone could have just came into the area and, it was just an opportunity for them to get a hold of her, right? Hey, pretty sweet pea, right? Oh, thanks, Eve. So, I mean, I'm with you, girl. We just have to figure out where to start it. I mean, like I said, it took me 4 days to go through the whole Dawn and Chris McDonough interview.
Yeah.
And so I have a whole timeline.
Well, maybe do it in a different way, RC. Maybe instead of going through and listening to it, like do it yourself and take points of what was said when it has to do with information that is valuable to talk about. And
Well,
then
it was
just
all
talk about those
valuable to talk about. I
points.
had too much to say because everything that he said in that interview, I had something to say about it.
Yeah.
Curse, I got a big mouth, damn it. I got something to say about everything.
I'd like to know a little truth about his timeline, because I'd like to know if he was at work,
He's saying he doesn't remember he doesn't know what time he got to work.
I don't get taking a lunch at 3:30 when you're getting ready to take off.
But did he admit that? Because from my understanding, they just YouTubers talking to him during the day. They just kind of noticed that he had a pattern of going to lunch around 3:30.
Lunch or grabbing a snack and something to drink. I mean, there's a difference.
I don't know. He went to Burger King a lot. I don't freaking know.
And he did that for breakfast as well, right?
Yeah, he always did that for breakfast.
Yeah.
But my question is, it's you know, if Candace and Summer were headed out around the same time frame where he went to work, why didn't he take Summer to breakfast? That would have been really nice of him to take her to breakfast. And somebody said something about Summer getting French fries. I don't know. It was Hunter said
did, yeah.
something about her getting French fries. But was it where'd she get the French fries? Because if they don't have French fries for breakfast, do they?
Well, I was going to say they stopped selling breakfast at what, 10:30, 11 at Burger King, and that's about the time they picked him up.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I'm going to go with I don't believe that one. A lot of hearsay.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, if people really think that Hunter's going to say something that's going to put himself in a situation, that ain't going to happen.
No, it's not.
That's not going to happen. People need to remember, not, you know, some of these people, law enforcement went back to over and over and questioned. Andy Bernard said they came and spoke to him a few times. And I'm like, why? Why? You were at work, right? Why would they need to? Maybe it was about his little midnight rendezvous at the bottom of 110 Hill. You never know. I mean,
that goes with like what Fred says about being wired up, and it's either a yes or a no. And I see there's a gray area there for me with him saying that. I think it's a possibility that, because you know about the Holly Bobo case from Tennessee,
right?
Her case has come back up, and they're doing you know, the Zach Adams that's served prison time, what, 10 years or more. What do you call it? The testimony that put him in prison pretty much was a lie. And the guy, it was like a Chris McDonough detective, retired TBI guy, pulled this other guy aside, and his first story was, no, they didn't bring that truck that she was in. I didn't see her, none of that. And then the second time around, the detectives gave him the details of, okay, this is what this guy is about to say on the stand. And you've seen that, and you heard that, right? And the more they talked, him and his wife was like, yeah, I guess so. Yep. And that's what put that guy in prison. So it happens.
Give me 1 second, Kirst.
Sure. Unless you want me to just quit talking. So I was going to say, because I'm in the gray area, because when Fred talks about, you know, he was wired up, I think that Fred used his own phone to record the neighbors. Fred wanted to know what was happening. He wanted to know what everybody was saying. You know, you've got Dawn coming down there telling him that, you know.
Okay, sorry.
I was talking, sorry, you told me not to, but I was talking. So, you know, Dawn comes down and says, you know, it was all your guys come down here buying, you know, drugs, you know, something. So I think maybe that may have led Fred to record people. And then, you know, he says that the narc unit had led him to do it. So I don't think that Fred worked with law enforcement, but I do think he did record with his phone. just the way he says things.
Well, you never know how many people he was recording off and on anyway, because you don't know how paranoid he was sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he was being set up from the beginning. He was a scapegoat, and I
I
don't
mean,
blame
it
him.
was weird to me. I mean, Lisa Case never showed any receipts of Candace allegedly getting dope out of the shed and taking it and hiding it at Fred's. And I'm like, that's weird shit. If there's a missing child, don't they think they're going to look everywhere for that missing child? So, if that's the case, that's right there trying to already pin something on Fred. And
Yeah,
that, that just didn't, I don't know.
it don't fly. Yeah, a lot of things happened right around the time that Summer disappeared that don't look right. Why did Candace go straight down to Fred's? What was she doing down there? And why was Chad, if Fred wasn't home, why is he sitting down at Chad's? What are you waiting on? For him to get home, maybe? But
Well, that was
and then
my
Fred says
question.
it's 5:30. Now he's saying, well, Chad was at my house at 5:30. Well, that's not what you keep saying. You said 4:30.
Yeah. Yeah. Why wasn't that said to start with?
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
he probably
it's
don't
like
know.
5:30. Dawn mentioned 5:30. So, it's all weird.
It's a very magical time. 5:30 is.
It's all weird. But I mean, and saying somebody from Beach Creek, that you feel that somebody from Beach Creek did it, that's a wide range of people there. Because don't forget the people who are still living in Beach Creek, some of them people. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you really don't hear them talking about Frank Lloyd or, some of the other people from the area that has been in trouble for things to do with kids before. They're just not mentioned that often, right?
Well, he was mentioned a lot in the beginning, but
Well, he was kind of mentioned in the beginning with individuals telling their personal stories about, what he had done to them. But where else did that go? I mean,
people looking at it as a predator aspect, who were the predators in the area.
Well, I'm telling you, in my opinion, there was one living at the top of 110 Ben Hill Road.
Yes, ma'am.
And if anybody goes back and ever listens, you will hear him personally tell you that he's a predator.
Where she's at. He has said that. I know where she's at.
Yep. He said that. He said no evidence. You can't arrest nobody if there's no evidence. How
do you look the other way when you have parents of a missing kid say so many derogatory things at some point in time?
You don't.
Man.
And I'm sorry, but people cannot say to me, oh, that's just Don. That's just Don being an asshole. No. He admitted to what he did to a 5-year-old little girl and said it was the 5-year-old's fault. That is Don Wells. That is his mentality, and don't ever forget it. Don't ever forget it. But don't ever tell me that you believe Candace and want to hug and love on her, that she was this great mama, and that's Summer's mama, and I got to love on her to love Summer. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's a cop-out. That's a cop-out to me. No, I ain't gonna love fucking none of them. I am a person who doesn't love everybody. I'm just saying. I have a hard time being mean. I wish I need some guy.
Get out of here with that.
Ask Genevieve. Genevieve tell you, she's like, she comes at me all the time.
Is she the one that cries?
Yeah.
You made me cry.
Well, no, that's a couple other people, but
okay.
One of them, I'm like, what? Made
I
you
see. I
cry.
gotta go make some dinner. Can you do it
All
by
right.
yourself? Can you
Well,
finish her up?
yes, I will, darling. Thanks for coming and hanging with me. So
Thank you so much.
we'll get more into it again, Kirst.
All right. I appreciate you.
All right. Bye, doll.
Bye.
Okay, I'm not going to keep you guys on here much longer. I've been on here 2.5 hours. Thank you, Kirst. Oh, I'm glad Kirst come up. I was on a roll. I was on a roll. For real. I know she wouldn't go off this property away from. That's what he said her downfall was, being outside, you guys. Her downfall was being outside. I mean, look, my opinion, I don't know if, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just get so fucking frustrated with all of it. For sure. So, I mean, Don tearing the posters down saying he didn't want any on his property. I mean, that's pretty fucked up of him. But then again, he doesn't like you. Right? He doesn't like you, Nana. So, did he do it because he's a dick and he doesn't like you? Or does he already know that there's no need to put up flyers anymore? I don't know. I don't know, y'all. But I am going to get off here. Thank you guys for letting me vent, letting me be a bitch. I appreciate it. You guys are always so nice to me when I'm bitchy. You really are. I appreciate it. But no, we will get back into Andy Bernard, okay? Because there are a lot of inconsistencies in what he's saying. Even though they said he was at work or whatever, I don't understand. You know, these people forget things. Maybe it's because they smoke marijuana. Maybe it's because they smoke the pot that they forget things. Fucking weird. Weird people, messed up minds. Thank you, Eve. Thank you, Flies. Thank you, Poppy. Thank you, my other mods. I appreciate. I think you guys were the only mods in here, but thank you guys so much. Lippy, make sure you tag me when you find that. Girl, you best be tagging me. For sure. Crystal's live. Let's watch Fred change his story. We've already watched that 100 times, Crystal. Dang, girl. That's okay. I don't smoke the pot. I like candy, though. I do like the candy. Thank you, Mr. A. All right, my ass is getting off here. Thank you, guys. Thank you for listening to me, bitch. I had a nice bitch session. I feel pretty good right now. So, hey, do you be you? Do whatever you're going to do. It's totally up to you. You know, I don't have to answer to Jesus for you. Okay? You got to do that on your own. I'm just saying. And I do hope Summer's found. And we're not going to listen to all this nonsense. And we got to stay on track with it. All things pretty sweepy. We got to stay on track with it, you guys. And, you know, the fighting between people and the arguing and, you know, doing whatever they're doing. Don being a dick. Don's been a dick the whole time, so that's nothing new. You know, it's why. Everybody's a grown-ass adult, and it doesn't matter, Don Wells, who is putting up flyers to help keep your daughter's name and picture out there, you need to ride with it, brother, because you tearing them down and acting like a fucking asshole doesn't look good on you, man. And let me tell you, Don, nothing you've said since Summer went missing has looked good on you, Don. Okay? I'm just saying. Like that long ass hair you got now. It doesn't look good on you. But I'm sure Candace likes pulling on it. I got to get off here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Later, you guys. Thank you guys. Bye. Later. Peace out.